Hi everyone. Welcome to the Welcome to Australia pre-departure webinar. We are going to wait for a few seconds and we will start the session. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Hello everyone. Again, welcome to Australia pre-departure webinar. Congratulations on your acceptance to the CQ University. We are thrilled to have you join us as new students for Term 2 2025 and begin your exciting journey in Australia. My name is Bahare, Student Advising Specialist from Brisbane campus and from Student Services Spot team. And we have Sian Pasang from the Student Wellbeing team who will join me today, and also our student advisors who are here to assist with your questions. The webinar is designed to provide essential information to help you prepare for your travel and studies at CQU. We aim to make your transition as smooth as possible by covering everything you need to know. You will also see QR codes throughout the presentation. Scan them for additional resources and information. Remember, we are here to help and ensure your success. Don't hesitate to reach out. By the end of this session, we hope you will feel confident asking for help and finding answers as you start your journey with CQ University. Before we proceed, I will take a moment for our acknowledgement of country. We respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we live, work, and learn. We pay our respect to the First Nations people and their elders, past, present, and future. In Australia, events often begin with a statement honoring the traditional owners of the land. This may be an acknowledgement of country delivered by a non-Indigenous person or a welcome to country given by a First Nations representative. Today's topics. First, things to do now before coming to Australia. Getting ready for study. Things to be aware of when you arrive in Australia. What to do after you arrive in Australia. Thriving abroad. Guide to a great start. We have Sian Pasang from the Student Wellbeing team who will present this topic. This session is being recorded and you will receive a link or revisit on the CQU Orientation OTV. Before we start, could I please ask you all to update name to your first name so we can get to know each other. During the session, feel free to ask questions using the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen. You can also use the chat feature to introduce yourself to other students. Just ensure your messages are sent to everyone. Please avoid asking questions in the chat as they may be missed. Let's take a look at things you need to do before coming to Australia. Before leaving for Australia, we recommend completing the tasks outlined in this session to stay organized and avoid unnecessary stress. Preparing ahead will help you confidently navigate customs, reach your accommodation, and settle into campus life smoothly. While surprises can be fun, it is best to minimize unexpected challenge when moving to a new country. Term 2 begins on 14th July 2025, and we strongly advise arriving at least 2 weeks early to settle in, recover from jet lag, and prepare for your studies. Arriving late may result in catching up on missed classes and orientation sessions, putting you at a disadvantage compared to other students. Plan your arrival, book flights, secure your tickets soon to avoid delays. Airport transfer. Arrange transportation from the airport to your accommodation. Plan your accommodation. Ensure your housing is ready, whether with family, friends, or in student housing. Public transport. Check your accommodations distance from the campus. Use Google Map public transport setting to estimate your commute, and ensure easy access to public transport like buses, trains, trams, or ferries. This QR code links to our pre-departure checklist, providing a step-by-step guide for planning your travel and settling in. You can scan this barcode. On the left side of this page, you can see CQU webpage called Planning Your Arrival. This is the page you will see when you scan the QR code. Here, you can find all the useful information about what you need to plan to come to Australia. Once you get to this page, you can scroll down to see information around student visa, arranging your travel, accommodation, what to bring, and life in Australia. We highly recommend you read these articles as part of your planning. You can also find the pre-departure checklist, which is underlined in green under Planning Your Arrival page. I highlighted the area with the blue box for your reference. Once you click, you can view the pre-departure checklist. You can save it as a screenshot, or you can print the list as hard copy to tick these boxes. Since you're attending this webinar, you all got your student visa granted, so the first box is already ticked. Before arriving in Australia, plan your transportation from the airport to your accommodation. Depending on your city, options may include share cars, taxis, trains, trams, or buses. Costs will vary based on distance, travel time, and route. Our Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne campuses are centrally located with extensive public transport network, including buses, trains, tram, ferries, and light rails. For convenience, get a transportation card. Go card for Brisbane, Myki card for Melbourne, and Opal card for Sydney. You can purchase these cards at convenience stores like 7-Eleven and news agents, train station ticket machines, or order them online. On this slide, you will see popular accommodation options. Your choice will depend on your budget, lifestyle, and distance to the university or public transport. We have listed the items we recommend you to bring to Australia. When packing your check-in luggage and carry-on baggage, ensure all important documents are in your carry-on, as Australian Border Force officers may request them before you can collect your suitcases. It is also recommended to have a laptop or PC with internet access, so you don't need to visit campus whenever you need a computer. Lastly, carry some Australian cash in case your cards are lost or don't work right away upon arrival. All passengers arriving in Australia must complete an incoming passenger card and a legal requirement that records your identification and entry details. You will receive this card during your flight or at the terminal. Fill out your name, passport number, flight details, and your Australian address. Answer yes or no questions about your stay and declare any items you are bringing into Australia by crossing yes or no on the left side of the card. Certain food, plant, and animal products can pose biosecurity risks. You must either declare these items or dispose them in designated bins. Even if you don't declare anything, a biosecurity officer may inspect your belongings using X-ray or detector dogs. Providing false information may lead to fines, penalties, or even visa cancellation. However, if you declare restricted items, you won't be penalized, even if they are not allowed. On the back of the card, provide your contact details, emergency contact, occupation, nationality, and date of birth. As student visa holders, you will most likely select option B. If the card seems complicated, you can scan the QR code to visit the Australian Border website for versions in multiple languages. Now that we know the importance of declaring the items, here is a quick poll. Poll number 1. So we have multiple questions here. Can you please answer these questions? Can you bring chocolate or confectionery? Can you bring dairy products? The third one is, can you bring raw rice? Can you bring food from the plane or ship? I will give you a few seconds to answer these questions. Okay. We are gonna end the poll soon. All right, we end the poll. Can you bring chocolate or confectionery? The answer is yes, you can bring them if they are commercially prepared or packaged. Confectionery includes fudge, toffees, boiled sweets, peppermints, marshmallows, and licorice. Just make sure that there is no meat inside like bacon. Otherwise, you will need to declare them. Question 2, can you bring dairy products? The answer is yes, you can bring them. However, you will need to declare them under question 6 of the front side of the incoming passenger card. Question number 3, can you bring raw rice? No, you cannot bring them. Even if they are commercially packed, uncooked rice will be disposed. So better not to pack them in your luggage. But other processed rice such as roasted, parboiled, or puffed rice, microwave-ready rice pouches, rice flakes, or rice flour might be possible to bring in. Declare them under question 7 on the incoming passenger card. And the last question, can you bring food from the plane or ship? The answer is no. You are not allowed to bring it. So you cannot bring food from the plane or ship you board. Food that you bought or being served needs to be either consumed or left behind. If you bring them in, you may be charged for huge fines. Hope you enjoyed this little quiz, but you might start wondering, can I take this item with me to Australia, or is that product allowed to bring? So we've got you covered. Please scan this QR code and then you will be directed to Australian Border Force website. Here you can search any product if you are allowed to bring in. Okay. There are numbers of banks available in Australia, and these 4 banks are the major ones as a group of, they are called the Big Four: Commonwealth Bank of Australia, ANZ, Westpac, and NAB. When opening a new bank account, consider the following. Many banks waive monthly service fees for students, so confirm this with your chosen bank. Strong online banking makes managing your finances easier. Be sure to download the bank's application. Choose a bank with a wide ATM network to avoid withdrawal fees. Some banks allow you to open an account while still in your home country, but most require you to be in Australia. Research your options to ensure your money stays safe and helps you grow your savings. There are 3 major mobile providers in Australia: Tesla, Optus, Vodafone. Here are tips for new students. Prepaid plans are better for international students. No long-term contracts or credit checks. CQ University provides reliable Wi-Fi, but check your accommodations connectivity and consider plans with high data allowances or data rollover. If you call home often, look for plans with international call inclusions. Next, let's talk about getting ready for a study. There are 4 steps that are very important to get yourself ready for a study. Access to MyCQ, student email and personal details, explore your MyCQ student portal, learn how to navigate Moodle, register for orientation or O-Week. These steps are all things you can do while you are offshore, and it is important to complete them as soon as you can. Over the next few slides, we will talk a little about each of these steps and also let you know where you can find more detailed information on each. To log in to MyCQU, please visit my.cqu.edu.au. Your logins will be the same for all CQ University systems. Your username is either your student email or your student ID number, which you can find in section C of your COE. Your intern password is your date of birth in the format shown in the examples here, lowercase s, followed by your birth date, 6 digits, and then hashtag. So for instance, if you were born on 9th March 1998, your password will be lowercase s 090398 hashtag. Once you logged in, it is important to update your temporary password and provide an additional email address or mobile phone number that can be used to verify your identity and ensure password security. Step 1. Accessing student emails and updating personal details. Check your CQU student email daily for course updates, campus events, and announcements. You can access it via the email icon in the top right corner of MyCQU or add it to your phone using the Gmail app for easy access. Always use your CQU email for communication with the university. Emails from personal accounts like Gmail may go to spam and be missed. When you are in Australia and need to update your contact details, you can do so through your MyCQU. Your student visa conditions require to inform your university of your updated details within 7 days of the change, as required by your student visa. To do this, you can click on the green circle in the top right corner of MyCQU page. Select contact details from the drop-down and update your mailing address to your new Australian address. Make sure you tick preferred. You should also add an Australian contact phone number and select preferred for SMS and voicemail. The second step is to explore MyCQU, your student portal for managing all aspects of your studies, including finance, personal information, and email. Enrolling into units, registering for classes, accessing support services, key dates, and other essential information. If you haven't done so already, log into MyCQU at my.cqu.edu.au to get organized for your studies at CQU. Poll number 2. Have you logged into MyCQU yet? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna end the poll soon. All right. I see many of you have already logged in. Perfect. Just two people. Can you please check your MyCQU and log into your MyCQU today after this session? On the Today page of MyCQU, there is a great little video that demonstrates how to navigate the platform. I encourage you all to watch it. You can use the QR code or log into MyCQU. There are some tasks you need to do after logging into MyCQU, such as enroll in your first year, provide a unique student identifier number, and to complete your check-in. Some of these tasks require Australian phone number and residential address, so we recommend you to complete these tasks once you arrive in Australia. You will see the task called Easy Enroll on the first page. When you start at CQ University, the system will enroll you in your first year using Easy Enroll option. You simply need to click on the Easy Enroll and complete your enrollment. After completing your enrollment, you must also register for your classes. Both enrollment and class registration must be completed by you. If you're unsure how to do this, please contact us or visit the Student Services Spot team for assistance. Step 3, navigating Moodle. Moodle is your online learning platform for accessing unit resources, learning materials, assessment dates, and connecting with lecturers and peers. It is essential for your studies. You can access Moodle throughout MyCQU, so you ensure that you are familiar with its navigation to make the most of your academic experience. What are the difference between MyCQU and Moodle? They are both your essential tools to study at CQU. MyCQU is your student portal for planning and enrolling in units, checking emails, submitting forms, viewing events, and accessing support. Moodle is your online learning platform accessible through MyCQU for course content, submitting assessments, requesting extensions, and connecting with academic contacts. These tools work together to streamline your academic and administrative needs at CQU University. Since you already know a bit about MyCQU and Moodle, we would like to emphasize how important these platforms are for your academic success. We are offering another session to help you master them and get the most out of your studies. The Mastering MyCQU and Moodle webinars are online sessions presented by Student Services Spot team via Zoom. In this webinar, we will guide you through how to navigate MyCQU student portal, access your student email, enroll in your units, register for classes, and navigate Moodle. Scan the QR code now to register the upcoming session. If you have any question, please ask in Q&A box. The first step in getting ready for study is to register for orientation. Orientation week is a very important week to get you ready to start your first term. Orientation week or O week will provide you with the essential information you need to be a successful student. It is also a great opportunity to meet and connect with other students and your teachers, learn about student life, and learn about the range of support services available to assist you to success. Orientation is an important event, so we are going to spend a little time talking about that in some details. Orientation for Term 2 2025 is held between Monday 7th June 2025 and Friday 11th June 2025. Orientation week consists of three main activities: online orientation, live webinars where you will receive essential information you need to commence your studies. These sessions are compulsory for international students. On-campus orientation, which is a great opportunity to meet and connect with your fellow students, staff, and support services. These are also compulsory for international students. We also have orientation on demand on the CQU YouTube channel, which you can complete in your own time at your own pace. You can go to my CQU and go to Today page to register for orientation. Or you can scan this QR code as well. When you go to register, you will need to complete a questionnaire to confirm that you are an international student and your location, and then it will provide you with your compulsory session. One of the common questions we get from international students is when they need to attend orientation. So we have prepared the next slide for you to see the schedule. Also, the recording of this session will be sent to you after this webinar, so you will be able to look in more detail later. Okay. Campus experience events are held on the Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and Rockhampton campuses for students attending at those campuses. The time of the various campus experience events are shown on these slides. If you are attending at a campus other than Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, and Rockhampton, please let us know in the Q&A section, and we will be able to provide you with the on-campus orientation information for your campus. Our on-demand orientation videos brings you short, fast-paced, informative sessions that you can watch in real time with our expert hosts during a week of each term or watch later in your own time. We cover a lot of topics as you can see in this slide. Once you scan this QR code, it will take you to CQ University's on-demand YouTube channel. Here, you can find a variety of informative videos designed to support your learning journey, from orientation sessions to academic resources. These videos cover essential topics to help you navigate university life. Whether you are a new student or looking for specific guidance, this channel offers valuable insight and tips to enhance your experience at CQ University. Check it out for easy access to all your orientation and learning needs. Orientation week is a very important week, so make sure you register. It is also lots of fun. You can use the QR code on this slide to link through to the registration page. As mentioned before, you will need to answer the questionnaire when you visit the registration page. So make sure you complete that as soon as possible so you don't miss out on any of these important all-week activities. We will take a moment and launch another poll. So if you please click yes or no. Have you registered for the orientation session? Okay, not bad. Still waiting for others to answer. All right, we are gonna end the poll. Before we move on, I wanted to share a very useful resource, which is the CQU Academic Calendar. On the screen now, we have the whole 2025 academic calendar for university students. The academic calendar sets out the key dates relevant to the term. These include their teaching periods, vacations, and midterm breaks, census date, last day to enroll, and release of grades. These dates are color-coded based on the legend at the bottom of the calendar. You can also find further details of all the important dates that apply to university students in the key dates section within the handbook. You can use the QR code to access the calendar. Just to recap this content so far, the important things for you to do before arriving to Australia are things to arrange flight, airport transfer, transportation, accommodation, pre-departure checklist. Things to bring, laptop or tablet, Australian dollar. Things to prepare, read incoming passenger card in advance for declaration. Things to think about, bank mobile provider. CQU student systems, MyCQU and Moodle. Register for the Mastering MyCQU and Moodle workshop. Register for orientation. Now we will quickly share the poll results from before. And we see 37 students haven't registered for orientation. Can I please ask you to do that? If you don't know how to do that, you can ask my colleagues in Q&A box and they can provide the details and the link to you. We can see that 10 students have registered already. Please make sure you register if you haven't. We will cover what to do after you arrive in Australia. Once you arrive in Australia, we recommend you watch this recording so you can do the necessary tasks as you watch this video. Once you arrive in Australia, there are a number of tasks that are important to complete immediately. Firstly, we need you to email Student Services Spot team or come to your campus to see them in person. Second, you will need to obtain an Australian phone number. This phone number will be used for two-factor authentication to sign in. So you must have your own Australian number on your own phone. So make sure that you aren't using a family member or friend's phone number. Opening bank account is another important thing to do. Today, we covered the big four banks, but it is up to you to decide which one you want to go. Also, depending on which country you are from, you might be required to contact your embassy or consulate to inform them of your arrival and the length of your stay. Lastly, complete these 3 online tasks which we outline in the next few slides. The first of these online tasks is to obtain a unique student identifier, which is called USI as well. All students studying at higher education in Australia are required to obtain a unique student identifier, USI. A USI is your individual Australian education number for life and will give you access to an online record of your Australian academic achievements, regardless of which university you study at. It is not same as your CQU student ID. Once you have arrived in Australia, you will need to create a USI following the instructions on the USI website. The QR code on this slide provides the link to the USI form. A USI is also required for you to be able to do the second online task. These are some screenshots from the USI application form. It is very important when creating a USI that the name you input exactly matches your passport, or else it will not verify. For example, if you have a second name, please record it as it is shown on your passport. If you only have single name, please make sure you select no. I only have one name. Once you have generated a USI number, you can complete your second online task, the CQU check-in form. The second online task you need to complete when you first arrive in Australia is to complete the CQU check-in form. You can access the check-in form via the Today page on My CQU or scan the QR code here. Click on the Complete Your Check-in Task list. All new international students are required to complete the check-in before studies commence. By completing the check-in, you are confirming your details, confirming your enrolled course, updating your Australian address, contact details, and emergency contact. And you are providing us with your USI number. This is a screenshot of the CQU check-in form. As you can see, it is a short and quite simple form. However, if you have any issues with filling in the form or following the instructions, it is important you email or call Student Services Spot to let us know. The third and final online task is to organize your overseas healthcare card. All international students are required to hold overseas student health cover, often referred to in short as OSHC. Your OSHC will cover certain medical expenses you may incur while in Australia, depending on the level of cover you have selected. You will need to display your OSHC card, which may be physical or digital, when doing things like going to the doctor. If you have signed up with Bupa OSHC through MyCQ University, you will have received an email with your membership details. We also recommend downloading the My Bupa app to manage your OSHC claims and information. A Bupa representative will be available on our Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane campuses during the week. You can also contact Bupa directly via the phone numbers or email on the screen. We also encourage you to visit Bupa International Student Support via the QR code once you arrive on shore. If you have your OSHC with a different provider, such as Allianz, you will need to contact that provider directly for information about your policy. There may also be in-person offices for your provider in your city. Things to be aware of when you arrive in Australia. One of the things to be aware of when you come to Australia is about emergency call. Each country has a different emergency number, so your country's emergency number might not be the one we use in Australia. If you encounter a situation where your life is in danger, call 000. When you call 000, you will be asked if you want police, fire, or ambulance. At CQU University, your safety is important to us. That's why we have SafeZone. SafeZone is a free app that is available on the App Store for Android and iPhone. It is essential that you download SafeZone as it forms the primary notification alert for a variety of emergency situations, including lockdowns. Please take the time to download the app and become familiar with the SafeZone app. Before finishing off the presentation from my end, we wanted to let you know that CQU hosts many events and activities for students. The first and most important of this is Orientation Week. We also host events during the term and we encourage you to join in. This is a great way to make friends, meet CQU staff, find out more about support services and other important information. The pictures here are from orientation activities and student cafe sessions that are hosted by Student Services Spot team at Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane campuses. We will be holding a series of sessions this term too. Please make sure you look out for them. Just to recap, the important tasks to complete when you arrive in Australia are email advice at cqu.edu.au to notify us of your arrival or see student services spot team on campus. Obtain your own Australian phone number, create a unique student identifier, which we call it USI, complete the CQU check-in form, organize your OSHC card, completing your getting ready for study tasks, attend orientation, including online and on-campus experience events. While on campus for orientation, you can pick up your student ID card and campus access card if applicable from Student Services Spot team. Remember, last day to enroll for term 2 is Friday of week 1, which is 18th July 2025. Please make sure you have completed check-in and easy enroll before then. Now I'm going to pass it over to C from our counseling and well-being team.
Thanks, Bahara. Hi, everyone. So my name is C, and I'm from the Wellbeing Directorate team. So I'm really excited to be here, part of today's session, and I'll be talking about why your wellbeing is one of the biggest keys to your success in Australia. So it's not just about your studies, but in every part of your journey here while you are in Australia. So I can see in the chat that some of you have already been here for about 1 month. So this information will help you settle in and find the right supports. And for those of you who are still overseas, this is your chance to prepare early and arrive feeling confident and connected. Okay, let's get started. So you might ask, what is well-being? So well-being, when we refer to this term, is actually about feeling balanced and supported in all parts of your life. So not just your physical health, not just about mental health, but how you are going emotionally, socially, like financially, and much more. So in this wheel, this shows 8 different areas that make up your overall well-being. So when you move to a new country, like in Australia, a lot of these areas will change, and that's completely normal as well. So let me give you a few examples that you might relate to. So for example, the social aspect. So you may start to feel a bit lonely at first when you come to Australia because you're away from family and your friends, and some of you need to build new connections or relationships here. So the financial aspect, for example, you might have to budget or manage your money very carefully, or some may have to get used to studying and also working part-time while studying at the same time as well. So each part of this wheel is very important. And when one area feels not too good, it can actually affect the others as well. So that's why we encourage you to pay attention to all parts of your well-being. So the goal isn't for you to be perfect, but it's about noticing when these things do feel out of balance and knowing that support is here to help you to find that new balance in Australia. So you're not alone in this, and you have your CQU community here to help you with some of these things. So then you might ask, how does this link to success in Australia then? That takes me to my next slide. So it shows that research continually demonstrates that good student well-being is actually directly linked to better study outcomes. So that means you get good results. So when students feel mentally and emotionally well, you are even 4 times more likely to stay engaged in your studies, you get higher grades, and you complete your course as well. So taking care of your health here is just as important as just focusing on submitting your assignments on time. Okay, so before you arrive, we would like to also share with you this particular chart here. This is what we call the cultural adjustment phase chart. So this chart shows the emotional journey that many international students that may go through when they move to a new country. And it's actually completely normal. So let's have a look at it together. The first stage is called the honeymoon phase. So when you first arrive, everything actually feels new and it's quite exciting, like the food, the people, a lot of new things here. It might feel like you're on an adventure, so that's great. But gradually across time, you might feel a bit confused, or you might feel a bit overwhelmed, or you might even feel a bit frustrated because you have to actually encounter all of the experiences on yourself, and also you might feel like all the language is very different. Trying to balance your study along with work, and you might feel like a bit homesick as well. So this is what we call culture shock. And that's something that, completely normal, and most international students may experience this. So you're not alone in this as well. But the good news is you will get to the adjustment phase. So this is when after some time, like things begin to settle, you start finding your new routine, you're understanding the culture more. You might feel a little bit more at home, or this is your new home. You still may feel challenges, but you still feel a bit more confident and able to manage them. And then eventually you get to the last stage, which is the mastery phase. So you feel like, yes, you found your place. This is your new home, you're comfortable, you're connected, and maybe even helping other students along the way through their journey. So knowing this before you come to Australia, or knowing this now, for those of you who are in Australia, to understand that some of your feelings that you may be feeling right now are completely valid and they're normal. So avoid being too hard on yourself during challenging and tough times. So know that you will eventually get to the adjustment and mastery phase, and the CQ community here is here to support you to get you through those stages as well. So next, let's have a look at some of the experience of other students of what they say, how it's like for them.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah May Nicole Rosette from the Philippines. So my name is Sampurna Thapa. I'm from Nepal.
Hi, hello. My name is Yadav Dal. I'm from Nepal.
Hi, my name is Sunil Rai. I'm from Nepal.
When I first came here in Australia, honestly, I'm a bit more nervous and anxious.
I feel excited.
It was quite exciting and also nervous at the same time.
Excitement and the nervous is the first time.
So the difference between the Philippines and Australia is that we have the basics covered here. And also, I find that the people here are much more friendly compared to the Philippines.
We are from a high context culture, and here in Australia they follow low context culture, and it's a lot of misunderstanding because of intercultural communication.
To be honest, it would be beaches because our country is a landlocked country. We never had beaches over there. So yeah, it was fun when I just first experienced the beaches over here. As an international student, I find it really hard to juggle between assessments and doing my part-time job. So I have to really do time blocking and allocate my time for part-time jobs and also my assessments. Everything here was so different. I did experience culture shock, but when I started uni, I met a lot of people, I made new friends, so it was good. So for the new students, I know that the first 3 to 6 months here are very overwhelming and you can't really think about anything. You're just surviving. What I can tell you is just take one day at a time. If you're overwhelmed, just write everything down. I recommend journaling.
Don't get afraid to ask a question.
You have to overcome the fear of rejection.
Just be grateful for where you are and utilize everything, and don't stress out, and yeah, be grateful, okay? And that's it. Don't push yourself. Hi. Hi.
Thank you. Hopefully that sums up nicely about some of the experiences other international students have shared. So those are students who study currently at CQU. So next, let's talk about some of the tips for you. So one of the most important things for your well-being and success is actually staying connected. And that's 3 ways, easy ways to actually do these. So number 1, we say definitely get involved on campus, join the events and clubs that we have, or simply talk to connect with your peers. So you'll meet people going through the same journey as you. And number 2 is always check your CQU email and My CQU. This is where you'll get updates about support services, events, and opportunities as well. And number 3, explore your local community. So platforms and things like that, like Study Melbourne, Study Brisbane, or Sydney local community as well, have great budget-friendly resources for international students. So remember, these 3 areas will help you feel informed, supported, and part of something bigger. So when we look at connecting with people, this would actually help you make friends and make your journey not only easier, but lots of fun while you're studying here in Australia. It can be as simple as saying hello, introducing yourself, and sharing information with other people. So we'll definitely encourage you to share and say hello, share your background, share where you're from, to introduce yourself to your new friends in your classes. Also, the ways to check out the events if you want to find out where to actually connect with new people, where we mentioned about the emails, the posters. We'll have a lot of posters on your campus to see what events are up. But most importantly, in your MyCQU, which I'll show you in a later slide, where you can check out where events are as well. And we were saying studying with other people in your course can actually help you increase your memory and learning as well in that particular course. So one group can be you or one other person, or it can be with 2 other people as well. So when you share your knowledge, ideas, and skill sets, this is where you actually learn better. So did you know that by sharing information from a lecture journal article with one person, it can actually increase your knowledge by 50%? Why? Because everyone's take information in differently. So when you're sharing, you're providing a greater learning for everyone. So this is how the study group works. We highly encourage you to do that as well. And also, other ways to meet new people is suggest for you guys to attend orientation, to meet new people and understand a bit more about what support services are available to you at CQU University. This is a place and time where you can meet all the university staff and support as well. Then you might ask, what types of supports are actually available? So from our team, the Wellbeing Directorate team, so ones that are relevant to you most are our counselling service, and we have Safer Communities and our Wellbeing team. We have some more services from our team, so if you like, please take a photo of the QR code or scan the QR code to read about it later. So in terms of our student counselling service, they can help with any personal issues that may impact on your study progress and personal goals or development. So they can also assist with your study skills and motivation and time management things too. Things like homesickness, life decisions and goal setting, moving from overseas, anything about those things, the counsellor may be able to help you. So that's a free and confidential service that's provided to you at CQU. So on the side, here's our contact details. So feel free to actually take a photo, or during orientation, you feel free to take more information away from us as well. Cool. We also have our out of student support line too. So if you need immediate support outside of our CQ University hours, this is the phone number here and also the text that you'd be able to actually reach out to. So that's free and confidential help for all CQU's university students who are living in Australia outside of the weekends, like weekend hours and public holidays as well. That phone number on there is available. Feel free to take a screenshot or a photo as well. Okay, so next moving on, we have our Safer Communities team. So this team is also comprised of staff that will be able to provide you support for students who are impacted by sexual harm, domestic and family violence, harassment and discrimination on campus, on your placement, or online as well. So their contact details are also on the green section here too. Cool. We also have a range of digital resources that's available to you in the Student Wellbeing Hub. So that's a one-stop shop for any information related to health, happiness and wellbeing at CQU. So if you're looking for quick tips, if you feel like I don't need to actually contact anyone, but I'd like to have more information about certain things, feel free to actually go into the Student Wellbeing Hub. So we have the QR code up here. Feel free to take a photo to save this QR code for future reference as well. So how to access this hub and also how to actually contact us if you feel like, okay, I can't find this information anymore. So this is where MyCQU actually comes in. So remember before when Bahara was sharing about how to access MyCQU and explore MyCQU for enrollments and administrative things as well, and also for events, you can find out a series of support services here too at MyCQU. So once you log in, you'll be able to search. There's a search button as well. You'll be able to search the term Student Wellbeing Hub, or if you want to reach out to counselling, you can search that in the search icon as well, and you'll be able to find our contact details and the link to the Student Wellbeing Hub. All right, so that almost comes to the end of my presentation. So some of the key things to take away that I want you to remember is your wellbeing is very important to us. And if you do experience any challenges, this is completely normal. So please, before you come here, be prepared, do your research, and remember those tips that we've shared today with you. And also, most importantly, it's okay to ask for help. So if you do need any help, please reach out early. And after all, we're really excited, and come and say hello during our orientation. We're really excited and wanted to meet you during those times. So if you have any questions as well, feel free to pop them into the Q&A section and we will support you with what we can as well. So that concludes my presentation on my side. Thank you for listening. And our contact details are also on the next slide. If you have any further questions, scan the QR code. So that will take you to the email address and our contact details. Cool. So thank you so much. And I'll pass it back to Bahara. Oh, Bahara, you might be on mute.
All right. Thank you so much, C, for presenting such a useful information. That concludes this webinar. We hope this webinar has answered the questions you may have had, and thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to keep the Q&A open for a while in case you have any further questions. If you don't have any questions, you can leave the webinar by pressing leave. If you have any questions after this webinar, you can use the contact details on this slide to reach us. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we look forward to seeing you all in orientation week.